Hey everybody, welcome back to BobkeTV. Well, it's finally time for the final spring classic, a monument, Liege-Bastogne-Liege, since 1892. 1892, since 1892, over 100 editions. The most wins, Eddy Merckx, the greatest of all time from Belgium. 11 climbs, close to 10,000 feet of climbing total, similar to an alpine stage of a Grand Tour, and that's why Liege-Bastogne-Liege, La Doyenne, the Grand Dame of classics, generally favors the best climbers in the business. Last year's winner, Alejandro Valverde, will be back to defend his title, and he's just won the Fleche Wallonne, also on very similar terrain, but finishing up the steep and tough Mur de Huy. Alejandro Valverde supreme in Fleche Wallonne. Again, a record-breaking fourth win for Valverde in Fleche Wallonne, so he is on amazing form. Fleche Wallonne, a great classic in its own right, and like I said, Valverde dominating the men's race. In the women's race, Anna van der Breggen. Another great win by van der Breggen in Fleche Wallonne for the women. She was second in the world championships in Richmond, Virginia last summer, and won Le Course, the women's Tour de France race, which is on the cobbles of the Champs-Élysées, the last day of the men's race. And let me repeat, hopefully the women, sooner than later, will get to race for the yellow jersey, and will have a Tour de France of their own. Second and third, Evie Stevens of the United States and Megan Guarnier, also of the United States, second and third. Evie won Fleche Wallonne back in 2012 and back on good form in Fleche Wallonne with the second place finish. So American women doing quite well in Fleche Wallonne. Congratulations to Megan and Evie, and of course Anna van der Breggen for the win. The pre-race favorites for Liege-Bastogne-Liege, of course, Alejandro Valverde. He's won the race a number of times. He's going for another win at Liege-Bastogne-Liege. Dan Martin and Julian Alaphilippe, second and third, also in Fleche Wallonne. So the Edix duo on good form, and not as fast as Alejandro Valverde, but Edix riders racing well in Fleche Wallonne, leading into this weekend's Liege-Bastogne-Liege. Also, Katusha's Joaquim Rodriguez, always a factor in these long, hard, hilly races. And if I'm not mistaken, he's going to be up there in the finale. Maybe not quite as quick as Alejandro Valverde, but in with a chance to win if the tactics play out in his favor. Philippe Gilbert, excuse me, another former winner, also on the start list for the BMC squad. Interesting Ardennes campaign, to say the least, for Philippe Gilbert. Just before the Ardennes races started, he had an altercation with a motorist and broke his middle finger. So Gilbert has not been at his best so far, but you can never count out Phil the man. He comes from the town at the bottom of the toughest climb out on the course, and so we'll see if Gilbert is at his best. If he is, he's unbeatable in Liege-Bastogne-Liege. And keep a close eye on Michael Kwiatkowski. A disappointing first race in the Ardennes trio of races, the Amstel Gold Race. Kwiatkowski, the defending champion of that race, did not finish well, got dropped in the finale of the race. So instead of doing Fleche Wallonne, went to Spain to do a training camp to get ready specifically for Liege-Bastogne-Liege. And Michael Kwiatkowski, I think, is my dark horse favorite for the win. I'm going to say that Alejandro Valverde is my top favorite. So Valverde for the win, but Kwiatkowski to be also competitive. Don't discount Simon Gerrans from the Orica squad, a former winner 2014, or Tim Wellens, maybe Tony Gallipan from the Lotto squad, and Vincenzo Nibali, one of the Grand Tour contenders, will be at the start line also for the Astana squad. So an incredible field, a brutal race, one of the toughest of all the classics, just to finish. And winning it is a special, special occasion for any pro. One of the 5 monuments, Liege-Bastogne-Liege. I always somehow felt pretty good at Liege-Bastogne-Liege in my career. I think 87, maybe 88, my best chance to win that. And I kind of, to be honest, miscalculated. I was a little too conservative, and I should have gone with some earlier attacks. Racing in the sprint for 6th place and got completely boxed in. I wound up in the top 20, but I absolutely adore Liege-Bastogne-Liege, and it's going to be a pleasure to cover it for NBC Sports Network, and I hope everybody tunes in. Okay, comments, suggestions, please bring on the comments, and subscriptions, thumbs up, and follow me on Twitter and Facebook. Thanks a lot, everybody. See you this weekend. In the neutral zone, before the race starts, if we take a look at this video, you can see him reach for something in his front wheel. He says it's a piece of glass he was trying to clear, and gets his hand caught between the spokes and the fork, and just goes bam, down, right on his